RCnews.com.au was recently invited to the launch of Bridgestone's new premium sports tyre, the Battlax Hypersport S21. This new tyre is the first street tyre to be developed using Bridgestone's Ultimate Eye testing procedures that were developed during their recent seasons as the control tyre in MotoGP. Local Bridgestone distributors, McLeod Accessories, now have stocks of the Battlax S21 available in all sizes, and the size range of the S21 is quite vast. Bridgestone even cater for those few bikes that run a 16-inch front, with a 130/70 ZS16 available in the range, alongside 110, 120/60 and 120/70 offerings. Rear hoops start off in 150/60/17, thus bikes like Kawasaki's Ninja 300 will have to stick with the S20 EVO, which McLeod's will continue to supply for the smaller bikes. The next size up in the Battlax S21 rear is the 160/60, before the step up to 180/55, 190/50, 190/55 and finally the 200/55. Prices range from $174.95 for the smallest front to $329.95 for the largest rear. Until the end of April 2016, any rider that purchases a set of Battlax S21 hoops also scores a $50 prepaid FPOS card. Well, that about wraps up our experience with the Battlax S21 in Abu Dhabi. So you can score yourself that $50 prepaid FPOS card. It's just a pity you can't experience what I did, and that's riding laps around Abu Dhabi on a YZF R1 and chasing Brooksy around. But I guess you can do the next best thing, and that's get a set of new tyres for your own bike. Bridgestone had the Battlax S21 front rubber set at 29 psi cold, which translated to 33 psi warm, while the rear tyres were set at 26 psi cold, which translated to 29 psi warm. The wear rate was ridiculously good at the Abu Dhabi circuit, but it must be said that the surface had no sharp-edged grit to tear up the tyres. The surface was almost glass smooth. So it'll be interesting to see if that massive 30% increase in tyre life is experienced in the real world at home. I've no doubt the wear rate will be greatly improved, as technology always improves the breed, but 36% is a massive claim. I hope it rings true on home turf. While the whole range of latest sports bike machinery was on hand, I spent the majority of my time on Yamaha's delectable YZF R1M. Later in the night we rode under lights from 5 p.m. through to almost midnight. As my confidence grew, I started to produce a few small slides from the rear as the 200-55 ZR17 Battlax S21 on the exit of one particular left-hander. Nothing unruly and more of a drift than anything lurid, and quickly brought under control by the Yamaha's excellent traction control system. Turn-in was great, and front-end confidence was perhaps more important at this very tricky circuit than most others. And whilst due to the camber and tarmac much smoother than we're accustomed to in Australia, there was always a certain amount of caution and trepidation required on corner entry. Aggression was going to get you nowhere, thus precise turn-in poise was the order of the day, and the Battlax S21's sharper profile, in comparison to its predecessor, was clearly evident. Tip-in was rapid, but the tyre did not exhibit that horrible fall-over feeling as the crown of the shoulder was transitioned through. Stability was excellent. The rear tyre has 3 compounds spread across 5 segments. Obviously the hardest rubber is in the centre, softer on the shoulders, and then softer again as you achieve more extreme angles of lean. The front has the now almost customary dual compound structure. Unlike most tyre manufacturers that have many production plants across the world, all of Bridgestone's motorcycle tyres are produced in the Japanese giant's Nasu plant, 3 hours drive northeast of Tokyo. Thus, Bridgestone's primary test facility is Sugo, and Bridgestone claim the S21 is 2 seconds a lap quicker around the 3.7 kilometre circuit than the S20 EVO. Reigning British Superbike champion Josh Brooks was doing his best to ride slow enough to keep me in his mirrors throughout the evening. The Sydney side are providing great amusement for me out of turn 19 every lap, the 32-year-old riding with the electronic traction control aids turned off, and painting long, beautifully controlled black lines of rubber on the smooth Yas Marina blacktop, before transitioning into nice crossed up monos on the exit and all the way down the main straights. I've long said that riding with truly talented world level riders such as Josh, and getting to see up close just how good they are compared to us mere mortals, is perhaps the most privileged part of my job. And I'd like to thank Brooksy for showing me the way around the circuit, and also ex-Grand Prix rider Jose Luis Cardoso was kind enough to help set up the electronics on the YZF R1M to my liking. Compared to the S20 EVO, which itself was a very popular, grippy and long-lasting sports bike tyre, Bridgestone claim that the S21 achieves 36% higher mileage than the S20 EVO, while offering 18% overall performance improvement, comprised of 11% better dry grip and 4% better wet grip. The Yas Marina F1 circuit is designed for Formula 1 cars, not motorcycles. Thus there is a lot of slow corners to reduce the speeds of the cars, and these are primarily all slightly off camber, exactly not what you want on a motorcycle. As a result, front-end confidence and a high degree of care was the order of the day, but I'm glad to report that not one rider suffered a front-end lose around the 5.56 kilometre testing 21 turn layout. The Battlax S21 replaces the S20 EVO and sits above the BT016 Pro in Bridgestone's sports bike range. It sits just below the RS10 Battlax Racing Street tyre, which is the rubber-fitted OEM to Yamaha's R1M, Honda's RC213V-S and Kawasaki's H2. But with 12 months more development time, the S21 comes very, very close to the RS10 in outright sports performance, while offering much greater longevity. And of course, thanks very much to Bridgestone for allowing me to experience every motorcyclist's dream. An almost unpopulated racetrack, an array of the world's fastest motorcycles, and an unlimited supply of premium quality rubber. Riding under lights made it even that little bit more special and stamped it as an experience I'll always remember.